Angry Birds on a world tour. They're coming to blow up the worlds. First stop, Canada.
Angry Birds in Canada are whizzing by on the hockey rink, apologizing after every goal, just in time for maple syrup season. Japan's Angry Birds slice the air samurai style. Italy's Angry Birds serve up pizza with a side of sass. In Saudi Arabia, Angry Birds are oasis kings with tails as rich as dates. Greece's Angry Birds debate myths with a philosopher's wit. Angry Birds in Egypt are playing hide and squawk by the pyramids. In Switzerland, Angry Birds yodel down the Alps with a cheese wedge. Nigeria's Angry Birds got the beat, rocking ASOOK at every street. In Mongolia, Angry Birds ride the steps, eagle-eyed archers on the leaps. Angry Birds in New Zealand are Maori warriors, tattooed and fierce. Angry Birds in Iceland, chillin' with the geysers and fresh fish on a dish. Angry Birds in Jamaica, jammin' with the sun, sand, and a spicy tan. Angry Birds in the UK got that Sherlock vibe, pecking around Baker Street with Detective Pride. Angry Birds in Ireland, sipping on a stout, this bird's got tails to spout. Angry Birds in India, basking in the glory of spices and stories. Angry Birds in Finland, gazing at the northern lights, coffee's never been this bright. Angry Birds in Mexico, tacos in one hand, fiesta forever. Isn't life grand? Angry Birds in Algeria, among the dunes, sipping mint tea, flying to the tunes. Angry Birds in Spain are all about the drama, rocking the matador swag in the home of flamenco. Angry Birds in Korea, neon lights and kimchi bites. What a spicy night. Angry Birds in Scotland, bagpiping their way into your heart. Angry Birds in Estonia, rocking the medieval vibes in Tallinn's Old Town. Angry Birds in Sweden, they're on a roll with those meatballs. Angry Birds in Pakistan, sipping chai by the iconic Badshahi Mosque. Angry Birds in Germany, frosting to the good times with a stein of brew. Angry Birds down under, they're having a fair dinkum time with the Roos and Barbies. Angry Birds in Colombia, brewing up a storm with their coffee beans. Angry Birds in Austria, they've got a schnitzel for every riddle. Angry Birds in Denmark, sandwiching the fun between smørrebrød slices. Angry Birds in China know how to roll with the dim sums and dragons. Angry Birds in France, they're serving up attitude with a side of baguette. Angry Birds in Qatar, soaring higher than the skyscrapers with a cup of karak. Angry Birds in Russia, cozier than a Barona Ashanka with moves as bold as a ballet on the Bolshoi stage. Angry Birds in Iran, brewing up a storm stronger than Persian tea. Angry Birds in New York, soaring higher than Lady Liberty and more buzzing than Times Square. Angry Birds in Turkey, they're sipping on K with more style than the Bosphorus Strait. Angry Birds in Vietnam, rolling through the streets, spicier than pho. Angry Birds in Indonesia, more mystical than the temples and tastier than satay. Angry Birds in Poland, rocking the folk dance better than any winged hussar. Angry Birds in Norway, raiding the fjords fiercer than Vikings. Angry Birds in Thailand, they're serving up spice and spectacle with every pad thai. Angry Birds in Belgium, waffle-loving wing flappers with an art for smarts. Angry Birds in Tanzania, strutting more colors than a Masai shuka. Angry Birds in Brazil, they're sambaying their way through Carnival. Angry Birds in Morocco, sipping mint tea higher than the Atlas Peaks. Angry Birds in Peru, feasting on ceviche with a Machu Picchu view. Angry Birds in the Netherlands, they've got more charm than a windmill's spin. Angry Birds in Argentina, they tango better than the pros at La Boca. Angry Birds in Croatia, they're conquering the walls of Dubrovnik one stone at a time. Angry Birds in Sri Lanka, they've got tea-plucking skills that soar above the clouds. Angry Birds in Malaysia, soaring higher than the Petronas Towers. Angry Birds in Georgia, they've got more spirit than the finest Georgian wine. Angry Birds in Ukraine, their tactics are as sharp as Ukrainian embroidery. Angry Birds in Kazakhstan, braver than a Kazakh eagle. Angry Birds in Puerto Rico, they dance through the levels like a salsa beat. Angry Birds in Bulgaria, their game is as rich as Bulgarian yogurt. Angry Birds in Ghana, their skills shine brighter than Ghanaian gold. Angry Birds in Singapore, strategizing as seamlessly as the city's skyline. Angry Birds in Portugal, their style is as charming as a Lisbon melody. Angry Birds in the Philippines, navigating levels like the island's finest navigators. Angry Birds in Albania, standing as steadfast as the country's timeless watchtowers. Angry Birds in Kyrgyzstan, they're strutting with more pride than the peaks of Tian Shan. Angry Birds in Azerbaijan, they bring an explosion of fun that rivals the Land of Fire. Angry Birds in Romania, they hold secrets as deep as the corridors of Bran Castle.